No nakanaka he nui, ke noʻonoʻo e pili ana I Hawaiʻi, kupu koke mai kekahi mau kiʻi kikoʻi. O nā mea kanu kopikala, I nui a wiwole e like me ka halakahiki, ka lei pua melia, a me ke kope. A, hiki no ke ʻike ia ma ko kākou ʻaina I kēia la. E naʻe, ʻaʻole pēlā I ka wā kahiko. Ma ia wā, ua kākoʻo kēia mau mokupuni I nā kaiaola I lauaʻa ma Hawaiʻi wale nō, ʻaʻole loa ma kekahi wahi e aʻe o ka honua. Nā ʻano nā hele like ʻole, kahi e ola wale ana nā manu ʻōiwi a paʻakuma, a pēlā pū o nā ʻōpeʻapeʻa a me nā ʻiniseka Hawaiʻi. Aia nō ia mau kaiāulu a I kēia la, e naʻe ua emi nō, a hiki wale ke ʻike maka ma nā kipuka. E ia hou, ma kēia au hou, pono lākou e paio me nā lāhulu holoholona a mea kanu I lawe ia mai e ke kanaka. Ma hope o ka hiki ana mai o nā Polynesia I mau kaukani makahiki aku nei, ua hoʻomaka lākou e malama I kaika I ka ʻaina. Ma o ka hoʻolauna ana, I nā mea kanu holowaʻa I liliu welo nui ia, a o ke ano o ko lākou malama ʻaina ana, ua wili pū ia me ka mahiʻai, ka mālama wai, a me ka ʻike kupuna. Ua hoʻololi nui ia naʻe ke ano o ka mālama ʻaina ana I ka hiki ana mai o nā Yolopa, ma ke kenikulia 18 hoʻokele ia e ka ʻoihana mahiko, ka ʻoihana malihini, a me ka hoʻonui ana o nā hana kukulu. Ua kua ia ka nāhele, ulu a hewa nā mea kanu a me ke la, ua hele a nā waliwali ka pilina ma waina o ke kanaka a me ka ʻaina. Po maikaʻi naʻe kākou I kēia mau la, ʻoiai ua ola ke kahi au hou o ke aloha ʻaina I hoʻokumu ia I ka mālama ʻaina, ka mahiʻai, a me ka moʻoheo Hawaiʻi. Ke ohaʻi ma ka ʻauʻau kona o Hawaiʻi.
So this garden is also designated as a community forest. And a big part of the garden's mission is to bring the community together to learn about how to restore the landscape and to provide them with materials to do that, so to provide them with plants and trees for their own plantings. So today we're talking a lot about ecological restoration, forest landscape restoration. Before people arrived in Hawaii, this landscape and most of the islands were very heavily forested, and that goes from the mountains all the way down to the coast. Researchers have identified many different ecological zones on these islands. Some will talk of 12 or 14, or I've even seen as high as 23. And basically what that means is that each area will have its own distinct community of plants and trees. When you talk about restoration today, we're not just talking about going back to a pristine environment that existed prior to the arrival of any humans. We can also talk about reintroduction of Polynesian cultivars into the landscape. And also, there's no reason why a farmer, for example, who's trying to improve their land and to establish a productive agroforestry system wouldn't have all kinds of other productive crops from all over the world, provided that they're able to take care of them, prevent them from becoming invasive species, etc. A lot is available here on this island now for the purposes of restoration, agricultural diversification, agricultural production, and all of those things can be harmonized to achieve multiple goals all at the same time. So the nursery here at Amy Greenwell Ethnobotanical Garden and Community Forest serves the purpose of providing plants to the garden, but also to the whole community. Currently, we're producing and distributing about 6,000 trees and plants per year, but we could increase that quite a bit, and that is our intention. We produce plants that are basically adapted to North and South Kona. Dry land, coastal plants. We produce plants for the dry forest, and we'll also produce a lot of plants for the wetter elevations of South Kona, and of course a lot of Polynesian cultivars. Right now, I have to say, my favorite is Neneleau, which is a Hawaiian sumac. It's a really kind of rangy and ratty looking tree. If it was growing anywhere else, it would be considered an invasive species because once it gets started, it spreads like wildfire across the landscape. But I like that in the case of an endemic species because an endemic species that can establish itself and hold its own and spread without a lot of care is perfect for an ecological restoration project. So if you happen to be trying to restore hundreds of acres of degraded land, then Neneleau is a good one to try.
Here at the Dryland Forest, sort of our mission is to preserve what's left and kind of restore what was. So our focus is on native Hawaiian plant species, battling invasives, and getting new babies out there to grow.
Here in Hawaii, the lowland dry forest had more species than the upland wet forest. What is called agroforestry today, keeping the trees and growing your food crops under them, is what they were doing here. And the remnants of that are still here in hundreds and actually thousands of archaeological sites, especially agricultural mounds. The whole leeward side of the island was a feature of the lowland dry forest. Now, much of that has become a sea of fountain grass. Fountain grass is an invasive grass. It was brought here as an ornamental, escaped, and rapidly spread over huge areas that were being denuded at the time by especially goats and cattle.
I've been helping out here for around 4 years, and just me personally, I think I've probably planted over 5,000 native plants. And just to think about that, you know, that one day, one of those trees that I planted could possibly give shade to my great-grandchildren is just amazing.
My favorite tree is the lama tree. The ancient Hawaiians made pa, or enclosures, out of lama wood to put ill and injured people because lama is a healing wood. It is also possibly the longest lived angiosperm or flowering tree. It's possible that it may live over 1,000 years. So when you see a beautiful old lama tree, it's very possible it was there when the Hawaiians first arrived on the land.
So my favorite species would have to be the wili. It loses its leaves and everybody thinks it's gonna die, but it's not, you know, it's just hustling quietly under the surface, doing its thing. It has the most amazing orange flowers and beautiful orange-red seeds, and the stories behind it and the mo'olelo behind that tree to our culture is super important.
Today we're at one of the largest intact portions of the Kona Field system, and we call it Kahalu Kuaheva. My name is Jesse Kekoa Kaho'one, and I'm a steward of this area. I take care of it with my ohana and with our workers and with our community. This area is owned by Kamehameha Schools, and it's about 350 acres of aina. We've cleared out and we maintain about 4 to 5 acres currently. And within the next 5 years, we're working to open it up to about 10 acres. The majority of invasive species have taken over this area, including vaivi, the strawberry guava, Christmas berry, African tulip. But what still remains are the ohia lehua. Ohia lehua is the main high canopy native forest of this area. And we've come in and started to outplant our own plants, which are pili and related to this area. The main highlight feature of this field system are the kua'iwi, which is this rock wall behind us. The kua'iwi, kua is your back, iwi is the bone. So the kua'iwi are quite literally the backbone of this agricultural system. When I explain it to people, I kind of related back to something modern that we understand. So we know there's like the planter box, where you take cedar wood and you fill it up with compost and mulch and everything, and you can grow all of your food crops. Our kupuna were doing the same thing, but their planter boxes were like 50 feet by 200 feet. And they would fill it with all the mulch and compost, and then they were able to grow and cultivate. The Apa'a zone that we're in currently is the highest cultivated area for agricultural crops such as kalo, uala, mai'a, ko, ava, and a lot of those. So we work hard to not only clear out the invasives, but bring back a lot of those natives, especially those native cultivated plants for food, so that we can share out to the community, and so we can educate the community on how to cultivate and grow these things in this type of system. One of my favorite plants is the koa'a. I love the koa'a because, koa, as beautiful as it is, it wasn't utilized as much for tools. And I'm a carver, and I am a woodworker. And so I fell in love with koa'a for its durability and its use in a lot of tools. Koa'a, it grows, as you can tell, very well over here, and it's a very beautiful tree. So definitely one of my favorites.
I've been organically farming in Kealakekua for 48 years. We've purchased about, half of our endemics from Amy Greenwell Garden. We have 2 koas, 2 ohias, 1 red and 1 yellow. We have palapalai fern, ho'ava, a dryland maile. We have 4 endemic hibiscuses, alahe'e, ule, we have uki uki, mamaki. We like having a diverse farm, partly for economic reasons. Obviously, if something fails, you've got something else. But there's also the ecological reasons, because agroforestry is a really ecologically sound way to grow things. When we're out and about, going to Kailua, and being hot and being in traffic, and we come home, our place is a haven. The shade, the oxygen from the plants, you feel it. When you come home, you're like, they're the givers of life. People love our farm tours. They love our diversity. I give them history, I give them ethnobotany. They sample a lot of fruits. They just love learning about how plants got here. I don't think when you're a tourist, you don't always think about how everything arrived, right? So we talk about the birds bringing the plants and the Polynesians bringing plants. My favorite native is Mamaki. She's just so beautiful. I love the red veins. I love how soft mamaki is. And I love the flavor of the tea. And the tea is such an amazing medicine. It's important to plant endemics because they're the ones that were here before everyone else. Yeah, we owe it to them. We owe it to them.